Howdy, 8th grade. Today we are looking at how to multiply and divide rational expressions. So I'm hoping this won't be too hard because this really just reiterates what I told you all at the very beginning of the year, where there's actually no such thing as dividing. Dividing is basically just multiplying differently. So this is going to be multiplying and multiplying more. So when we see rational expression, what I want us to think about is ratio, means there's going to be a fraction, and expression means there's going to be some variables in there. So let's look at an example real quick, and then we will get multiplying. So if I have, for my example, 6x to the fourth y divided by 21 xy cubed, this is going to be times 7x squared y squared over 3x cubed y squared. What we're going to want to do is very simply, we are going to notice that we have this multiplication here. We multiply fractions, we multiply straight across. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start by looking at our coefficients, which is 6 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42. So my 6 and my 7 give me 42. Then you have x to the fourth times x squared. When we multiply things with exponents, the exponents add. So we've got 4x's here and 2x's there. Those multiplied together is x to the sixth. Then I have y to the first and y squared. 1y here, 2y's there are going to give me y to the third. I do the same thing on the bottom. 21 times 3 is 63. X times x cubed is x to the fourth, and y cubed times y squared is y to the fifth. After this, all we got to do is some simplification, which is all stuff we've seen before. So 42 over 63, we can simplify to 2 over 3. My x's, I have 6 on top and 4 on bottom, so I'm going to keep the bigger one, and these 4 are going to cancel out with 4 on top, leaving 2 x's on top, so I have an x squared. For the y's, I got 5 on bottom and 3 on top, so 3 are going to cancel out, leaves 2 on bottom, because 5 minus 3 is 2. Got a y squared there. So our final answer would be 2/3 x squared over y squared, which isn't too terrible. Now we're going to try one with a little bit of division, just because we can. And we are going to do 5s t to the fourth over 4s squared t divided by 15s squared t over 2s cubed t squared. And whenever we see division, like I said earlier, we want to think multiplication. So division is not actually a thing, it's just multiplying and flipping. So we're going to keep the first bit, which is our 5s t to the fourth over 4s squared t. I don't like to divide, so we can change that to multiplying. And to do that, I have to flip the second term. So it's going to be 2s cubed t squared over 15s squared t. And now it's a multiplication problem. I can solve it just like the first one. Multiplying across the top, I get 10 s to the 4 t to the 6. S and s cubed is s to the 4, t to the 4 t squared is t to the 6. And divide by 4 times 15 is 60. S squared times s squared is s to the 4. And t times t is t squared. And I can simplify this. 10 over 60 is 1 over 6. S to the 4 over s to the 4 is just 1. And t to the 6 over t squared, the smaller one goes away, and this is going to become t to the fourth. So that is going to be t to the fourth over 6, and just like that, I'm done with that problem. We're going to try one that's a little bit more interesting, and then we'll be good to go. So if I have, for this example, 9 over 3x minus 15 times x squared minus 2x minus 15. What I'm going to want to do is to start by recognizing that I can't multiply just a regular number and a fraction, so I need to turn this into a fraction by writing that over 1. And then I can factor this top thing. So factoring is going to help us out a lot. Anytime we see something like this, it's going to help us simplify if we factor. So we'll get that taken care of. I'm looking for two numbers that are going to multiply to negative 15 and add to negative 2. And so when I do that, I know to get to negative 15, I could have negative 1 and 15, negative 3 and 5, negative 5 and 3. And then I could also have the positives of all of these. So 1, negative 15, 3, negative 5, and 5, negative 3. And just like that, we should be pretty good. These are all our options. I'm realizing now I have a couple duplicates that don't actually need this one right here or this one right here. So I have negative 115, 1 negative 15, negative 3, 5, 3 negative 5 are my four options. I have x and x. I'm looking for things that are going to add to negative 2. This adds to 14. This adds to negative 14. This right here adds to 2, but this adds to negative 2. So that's what I want. X plus 3, x minus 5. So now that I have that, I'm going to multiply that by 9, and we're dividing by 3x minus 15. But looking at the bottom, I can also factor out the bottom a little bit. So now I have 9, x plus 3, x minus 5 on top, and my bottom, if we look, I can take a 3 out of both of these. So I'm going to take the 3 out. What's left here? 3 times x is 3x. I'm going to keep my minus sign. And 3 times what is 15? That'd be 5. So that's what my fraction is going to end up looking like. So if I distribute this 3, I'd get 3x minus 15, which is exactly what's up here. I'm going to get rid of those arrows. And so looking at this, there's a lot we can simplify. I have x minus 5 on top and x minus 5 on bottom, so both of those are going to cancel out and go away. And I have a 9 on top and a 3 on bottom. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And all this left is x plus 3. So that giant thing we started with simplifies to 3 times x plus 3, or 3x plus 9. And that is how the cookie crumbles. We're going to do one more that's going to be a little bit stranger. That's all right. And we will work it out. I think this one is going to prove very, very pretty for us. So I have 8m squared n plus 2mn divided by, let me do this in a different color. I'm sorry about that. All right, 8m squared n plus 2mn divided by 2m. Whole bunch of things going on here. I'm going to multiply that by the rational expression 15 divided by 24mn plus 6n. So we're looking at this, we're trying to figure out what to do with it. So I got a couple options. I can either factor it first or multiply first. I'm going to personally factor this first. I think that'll make my life a little easier. Keep the numbers small while I'm working with it. So looking up top just at this section right here, I'm looking at it and I realize that both of those have a 2 in them that can come out, an m and an n. I'm going to take out 2mn. We're going to multiply that by 2 to get to 8 needs to be multiplied by 4. M needs to be multiplied by m to get to m squared, and the n stays the same. And then plus 1, because 2mn times 1 is 2mn, divided by 2m times, and on this side I have 15 on top, and I realize I can take out a 6n on the bottom. So that'd be 6n times, 6 times 4 is 24. M's needed, and n times 1 is m, so that's good, plus 1. Now that that's taken care of, I can see that I can cross out an m on the bottom and an m on the top, a 2 on the bottom and the 2 on the top in that first fraction there. And so what's left would be n times 4m plus 1 over 1. And my other fraction, I have a 15 on top and a 6 on bottom. I can take a 3 out of both of those, which would be a 5 over 2n 4m plus 1. So when these multiply together, I get 5n 4m plus 1. Make sure that's an n. There we go. 5n times 4m plus 1 divided by 2n times 4m plus 1. And I have an n on top and an n on bottom that cancel. 4m plus 1 on top, 4m plus 1 on bottom that cancel. And I end up with 5 over 2. So that giant ugly thing we started with simplifies all the way down to 5 over 2. We have to make sure that we factor things so that we can get there, but we will get there eventually. And that is all we got for today. So please keep working on that bookwork, and I will see you all in class tomorrow. Have a great day.